Hey, this is Warren Redlick. Pretty cool news from Tesla. They've released the CyberQuad for kids. It is now available at shop.tesla.com. Who knows how long it'll stay in stock. This video was released by Franz, Tesla's designer. Him and his kids driving around on the CyberQuad for kids. If you look closely at one point, you're going to see Franz on what is apparently a prototype or more of the future CyberQuad for adults. All very cool. Here comes Franz now. I've removed the music from this video for copyright purposes. That's Franz riding on the CyberQuad for kids. But coming soon, you're going to see them wearing helmets. And in the back, that's Franz on the CyberQuad for adults. So typical for me, I'm going to give you analysis of the CyberQuad for kids, both the vehicle itself, what you're getting, what it compares to. And then I'm going to talk very quickly about what impact this is going to have on Tesla stock. Short answer, near zero. Same thing for CyberQuad for adults. They're going to have near zero impact on the stock, but I'll talk about it briefly and explain why. So what are you getting with CyberQuad? Four-wheel ATV, no big deal. Full steel frame, cushion seat, adjustable suspension with rear disc braking, LED light bars, lithium-ion battery. None of this is a surprise. Up to 15 miles of range and configurable top speed of 10 miles an hour. Suitable for anyone 8-year-olds and up. And it'll begin shipping in 2 to 4 weeks, not guaranteed to arrive by the holidays. And then there's an FAQ page. And of course, a cute picture. Looks like it's straight from Franz's video. What do we learn from the FAQ page? First of all, limited geographical distribution. Can't be shipped to Hawaii, Alaska, or Puerto Rico. Canadians can't get it. Shipping dimensions, 122 pounds. I'm going to come back to this later. 122 pound shipping weight. Maximum weight capacity for CyberQuad for kids is 150 pounds. I weigh 200 pounds. I did order one, so I'm not going to be able to ride it. But Franz was on it. I think Franz is significantly more than 150 pounds. So maybe for short distances, maybe I'll take one quick spin on it. Recommended minimum age of 8 years old. 3 speed settings. Setting 1, 5 miles an hour. Setting 2, 10 miles an hour. And reverse 5 miles an hour only. Battery range, 15 miles. None of this is particularly new. And then this is how apparently you have to do some assembly. That's going to be interesting when we get it, how the assembly is going to work. And charging a completely discharged battery can take up to 5 hours to completely charge. So does that mean at 1 kilowatt, which is 120 volts? My understanding is 120 kilowatts at 12 amps is about 1 kilowatt. So 5 hours would be a 5 kilowatt hour battery. I suspect the battery is not 5 kilowatt hours. It just takes that long to charge because they designed it not to charge too fast. One important thing, Tesla is not making CyberQuad for kids. This is being made by Radio Flyer. This is from the Radio Flyer page, which Radio Flyer makes like little go-karts and wagons and things like that. But some notable details here we didn't see before. A 36-volt lithium-ion battery. That's going to matter a lot. And just a cute picture here. This is the Radio Flyer page, which sends you, if you want to buy it, to the Tesla page. Just for comparison, I wanted to show what else Radio Flyer sells that might be similar. This is the Radio Flyer Ripper. This is the most expensive thing they sell other than their Model S version that they sell for $499. This is like $479. This vehicle is a 12 volt rather than 36 volt vehicle. So CyberQuad for kids is 3 times the voltage. That's important. It has a lot of little features and everything, but let's go a little bit more into the Radio Flyer Ripper so we can see. And Radio Flyer Ripper is built for 2 riders, where Radio Flyer, the CyberQuad for kids, is built for 1. And Radio Flyer Ripper says it's for toddlers ages 3 years and older, where CyberQuad for kids is for 8 years and older. I don't know how you make that determination, but obviously the competence to ride a CyberQuad is much higher than the competence to sit in this thing. And you'll see this vehicle also has less features in other ways. The specs are significantly below CyberQuad for kids. The Ripper, again, 12-volt battery, features 2 speed settings, 2.5 and 5 miles per hour. So the Ripper will only go up to 5 miles an hour, where CyberQuad for kids will go up to 10 miles an hour. Big difference. Obviously a very big difference. Note that they both have 2 speed settings for forward and a single speed reverse. So the transmission that is being used is probably very similar to the transmission that's being used in the Ripper. The transmission for CyberQuad for kids is probably very similar because they both have 2 forward speed settings and a single speed reverse. That's an odd coincidence. I'm not going to get specifically into the body dimensions, but notice the weight of the vehicle, 57 pounds, and weight capacity 130 pounds. CyberQuad for Kids' weight capacity is 150 pounds. And I believe CyberQuad for Kids weighs significantly more than 57 pounds. The shipping weight that I saw for Ripper was around 67 pounds. The shipping weight for CyberQuad for Kids is 122 pounds. So CyberQuad for Kids weighs a lot more. The wheels on the Radial Flyer Ripper look cheaper to me than what we saw in the CyberQuad for Kids. I think these are cheap plastic wheels. All four wheels are the same size on the CyberQuad for Kids. You'll see in a second that the front wheels appear to be bigger than the rear wheels. So there's some significant differences here. Also, I think the structure of the vehicle, like if you look at the structure of this vehicle from what we can see of it, I think it looks significantly different than the structure of CyberQuad for Kids. Let's take a look. Just look at the framing and underneath here. I don't see a lot here. Let's look at the CyberQuad one. On CyberQuad for Kids, you can see significant frame from different angles. Very exposed. You can see the hardware with the vehicle. It's very obvious what you're riding on. And you can see that the front wheels are significantly bigger than the rear wheels. They look like real rubber tires as opposed to cheap plastic wheels. That's probably going to be a lot of the shipping weight is the weight of these wheels and tires. They look bigger. They look more impressive. I think there's more structure, so the vehicle is going to weigh more. It doesn't look like this is just a knockoff of some other Radial Flyer vehicle that Radial Flyer is selling, and Tesla's just charging a lot more for the same thing. This looks like they actually reworked it. They made a different structure. I have a feeling Franz played a role in the design of this vehicle. I think he had a lot of fun doing it. So in short, it looks like Tesla's having a lot of fun with this. This is a typical thing that Tesla does from time to time. I think this is a particularly well executed one where Tesla creates something a little bit cool, a little bit unusual, low volume, designed. I think the number one thing this does is this helps the brand. This makes Tesla's brand look cool. You got fun, kids having fun on a cool looking device. You get Franz having fun on a cool looking device. This is just kind of a cute little move. I want to address the idea that this has a significant impact on Tesla stock. I don't think this is going to have a significant impact on Tesla stock. I don't think CyberQuad for adults will either. These are going to be low volume vehicles and they're low priced. So CyberQuad for Kids, $1,900. If they sell 1 million of them, it's $1.9 billion, and that's nothing compared to Tesla's revenue. And there's no way they're going to sell 1 million of these things. They're going to make 10,000, maybe they'll go, because this is how they do branding. I mean, maybe they would sell 100,000, but it's just not going to move the needle for Tesla compared to what they're doing with cars. Tesla's heading towards 120 billion in revenue, possibly this year, maybe heading out to 200 billion or more in the near future, where CyberQuad for Kids, if it generated $1.9 billion in revenue, which would be insane, that's going to be less than 1% of revenue in just a year or so. But much more likely, it's going to be 10,000 or 20,000. It's going to be a very limited run. It builds the brand. It generates very little revenue. Yeah, it's probably profitable, but it's not a big deal. It's just something to build the brand. CyberQuad for adults is probably going to cost significantly more. That's probably going to come out with Cybertruck. I've heard that you will only be able to buy CyberQuad for adults if you buy a Cybertruck. My suggestion would be if you're buying a Cybertruck, buy the CyberQuad for adults. You'll be able to sell it for more than you paid for it. Whatever they're going to charge for it, you'll be able to sell it for more than you paid for it, especially if you're one of the early buyers. My guess is that CyberQuad for adults is going to cost closer to $10,000. If this is $1,900, CyberQuad for adults, it's going to be a lot more. It's going to have a lot more range. It's going to have a lot higher speed. It's going to weigh a lot more. This is probably overpriced compared to what it cost them to build it. It probably cost them less than $1,000 to build it, and they're selling it for $1,900. With shipping and tax and everything, you're paying over $2,000. I'm going to guess CyberQuad for adults is going to be more than $10,000 when you look at this. CyberQuad for adults is going to be really, really cool. It's going to be really fast. It's going to be very, very aggressive. And my guess is that thing's going to cost a lot. So more than $10,000. They're going to sell a lot of those. But again, are they going to sell 1 million a year? Probably not. The market for CyberQuad, I suspect, is a lot smaller than that. So maybe they sell 100,000 at $10,000. You got $1 billion in revenue. It's a nice little thing to add to the sheet, but does it add up to significant value for Tesla compared to the other things that they're doing? No. It's not going to have FSD hardware. It's not going to be able to self-drive itself. Nobody wants it for that. It's for fun. But it's pretty cool to see that Tesla is doing this to extend the brand as Tesla being a fun brand. It's something that's cool. It's something that's fun. Franz is definitely like Mr. Cool, and I think he's a good image. He's a good face to put on part of the brand. So as a Tesla fan, I'm excited to see this. Do I think this moves Tesla stock? No, it's just not enough. Is it a little bump in the stock value? Yeah, we've got this nice little branding feature. I can't wait for the articles that come out from the FUD media saying that this is dangerous and that children are going to die, because you know that's coming. 10 miles an hour maximum speed. It's lower to the ground. It's safer than a bicycle. A kid can go faster on a bicycle, and a kid on a bicycle is higher off the ground. They're at greater risk on a bicycle than they are in this thing. So, you know, hopefully the kids will handle it responsibly. Hopefully too many adults won't break them. But the practical reality is that this is going to be well designed. This is going to be relatively safe. Don't let your kid go on the highway with it. Make sure they drive it in a safe place, ideally off-road. Don't let them drive it near cars. Use it wisely. As wisely as you can use it wisely. Give your kids a safe environment to ride it around in, and they'll have fun with it. And try not to ride it too much yourself. Let the kids use it. I hope this was a good start to your day. Please check out my other videos. Support the channel on Patreon. Thanks to the Vasa Law Firm in Sweden, all my Patreon supporters for helping the channel grow. Check out the t-shirts. This is one of the most popular t-shirts on elonbits.com. And thank you so much for watching.